Hi guys, it's me Kia again. So you already read the title. I'm finally gonna be doing the most requested video. And yes, I'm finally gonna be filming it and putting it out there for you guys. Now I won't be making the intro too long because everybody wants to get into the technique, right? But I'll just mention a few things here. First is that if you have not seen my guide to stamping, normal stamping, then I suggest you watch first that, because in this video I'm gonna be starting right from picking up the design. I'm not gonna be telling here any tips and tricks as to how to pick up the design on the stamper. I'm just gonna be starting directly from that point. So if you're still struggling with getting the design on your stamper, then I suggest you watch that video. That will help you out. And as I always say, it will be up in the cards, down in the description box below, so go check it out. Secondly, whatever products I'm gonna use, either tools or polishes or whatever, I'll mention the names and the links down in the description box below. So check that out, because I don't want to include in this video everything, because then it will be too long and be too confusing. So yeah, links will be down in the description box below, as well as the names. And yes, stay till the end, because at the end I'm gonna be sharing a trick with you guys which you can use even with normal stamping. Like if you are not that fast, or if you are slow like getting the design on your nail, and when you do get to that point nothing get transferred on your nail and you face that problem, then that trick will help you definitely. Plan like a reverse stamping manicure, I always start with creating my stamp first and then move on to my base. Because what happens now, your reverse stamp takes around 15 to 20 minutes to dry. So by the time it's drying, you can work on your base and save the time, right? It's all about saving time. So yes, that's what I do, and that's what I suggest you do as well. So let's see how to create the stamp. The design we're gonna be recreating today is this one. It's already up on my Instagram. Like I did this a couple of months back, but you guys really seem to love it. So I thought in this tutorial, I'll recreate this design itself. For the stamping polish, I'm gonna be using the newly purchased CAD's black stamping polish. I reviewed it on my Instagram stories. It's in highlights under the topic quick reviews. So have a look if you wish to. For stampers, of course, I'm gonna be using my favorite Point Clear Jelly stamper. Now, if you follow me on my Instagram, you would know that that's the only one I use. And yes, for scrapers, my trusty Flexi Little Born Pretty stamper. I talked all about it in the guide to stamping video. For the stamping plates, I'm gonna be using this one from Born Pretty store L067, and this is the design I'm gonna be working with. Now let's get this design on the stamper and start the fun. To fill in the colors in our design, like this is my favorite part. Okay, my second favorite part, because my favorite part is transferring the design onto the nail. So here I suggest you use polish instead of acrylic colors, like if you're used to using them in your nail art, because with polishes now you get like better results. Before getting into the coloring part, we'll just talk a little about the tools you can use, and of course I'm gonna be showing you one technique which you can practice, like when you eventually get to filling in the colors in your design without actually puncturing your stamper or ruining your design or whatsoever. So yeah, if you're new to reverse stamping, this technique will definitely help you. So yeah, here is the technique that I was talking about. Have you ever played with a drop of water on the table, like trying to spread it around without actually touching the table surface? Yeah, that's exactly what you have to do here as well. So if you are like the design on the stamper sticks to your tool when you get to like filling in the colors, just practice this technique and trust me, eventually you'll get the hang of it. For the tools, you can use a toothpick, a cleaner one, I guess, a dotting tool, and of course a liner brush, which I prefer because it gives me the maximum precision. Got too technical here, okay. Now what I mean, it gives the cleanest lines possible. Now if you see the design carefully, there is a darker orange at the center of the flower and a lighter one at the edges. So whenever you are filling the colors, be mindful of the sequence of the colors you fill in. So here I'm gonna be using a darker orange first and then move on to the lighter one. I'm gonna be taking out some polish on my nail art mat, and I prefer using a mat as it makes everything very easy for me. Also, I'm not mentioning any specific polishes over here because you can use whichever you have with you. Now, using my liner brush, which I dipped in acetone, remove the excess on a tissue paper, I take a blob of polish and place it where I want it, carefully spreading it around without actually touching the stamper. Done. Let's flip the stamper and see the final result. So you can see how pretty it looks with the black outlines and different colors. Okay, we have to leave this at least for 15-20 minutes to dry before we can transfer it onto our nails. Okay, so now there is nothing more we can do with that stamp besides leaving it alone to dry. Let's focus on our base. Now I've already shown how to do this on my Instagram tutorial, but since we are doing a whole manicure here, I thought let's do it again and show you this at a slower pace. So on to the base. The last one, and ta-da! Base is ready. Now I'll place it aside to dry. Before my accidental clumsiness mess it all up. Now base doesn't take too much time to dry because there is just the darker green layer that needs to dry, and by the time I'm finished with all of my 5 fingers, my base is all dried, and in fact my stamp is all dried and ready to be transferred onto my nail, which is my favorite part, to see all the elements of the design coming together and creating a beautiful manicure. Course not. That's why I'm here on the third method. Right, so let's see some pros first and then we'll see some cons. Okay, so the pro I have for this stamper is that if you don't have a clear jelly stamper, this method is perfect, because if you have an opaque stamper, you cannot see the placement of your design on your nail if you directly go in with the stamper. But if you peel the decal off, you can see like where you want to place it on your nail. So yeah, that's one pro for this method. And I guess that's the only pro for this method. I'm not kidding, guys, I hate this method. Okay, now let's move on to the cons. Now the biggest con of this method is that it makes my design too thick, bumpy, lumpy, and that gets transferred to my nail. So I hate this method. Secondly, your nails are curved, they're not flat. So whenever you place this decal, it create kind of creases at the edges, and they just don't look, they mess up with the whole tell you, this result is very, very, very rare for me. Like, me being me, I just cannot guess the time when to go in with my stamper. Sometimes I just wait too long that my top coat is fully dried as it is supposed to be and nothing gets transferred. And sometimes I just don't wait long enough and I smush everything, ruining like whole design and wasting my 3 hours of hard work. So yeah, but yeah, if you can move your time right, this is a beautiful method, a perfect method, and it gives you beautiful results as you see. But if you want to know the method number 3, which I love and use currently, then just keep on watching. Now I get a lot of DMs and comments asking what is that white thing I use in my reverse stamping tutorials. And though I've not kept it a secret, I told many of you guys, but here I'm gonna be officially announcing it that that white thing is nothing but foil glue. And how to use this foil glue in your reverse stamping manicures is what I'm gonna be showing you now. Here I'm applying a very thin layer of foil glue on my completely dried base. Leaving for it to completely dry, foil glue dries transparent, so it's not hard to tell when to go in with your stamper. Okay, when foil glue dries, it leaves a sticky layer on top of the nail, which is perfect for the transfer. So that's what I'm gonna be doing now. Gently pressing the stamper onto the nail, and voila, here is the design on the nail. Now I highly recommend for you to top coat the nail as soon as you done transferring the stamp, because the places on the nail where there is no design is still sticky and it can attract unwanted elements to stick on the surface, and you don't want that. So once top coated, here is the finished look. So you saw the results, they are exactly same as the method number 2. So here are my final thoughts for this method. Let's start with pros. So first pro is that it doesn't ruin your base because it's not a polish, right? So it doesn't affect your base in any manner. And secondly, it doesn't blur out your base or make fuzzy layers or anything because it dries transparent. And that is the pro number 3, because there is no guessing game involved when to go in with your stamper. Once your foil glue is completely dried, that's when you go. And how you tell? When it goes transparent. So yeah, that's the pro number 3. And pro number 4 is that it leaves a sticky layer behind, right? So every single minute detail also get transferred on your nail that is in your design on the stamper. So that's a little slow in transferring the design onto your nail. What you can do is before transferring, you can apply a layer of foil glue on your nail. It dries transparent, so there is no issue with the base. And once you are ready, you can take your own sweet time with the placement of the design and can carefully go on with the stamper, even for normal stamping design. So yeah, that will give you a lot of time for the placement, for the grip and for the nail and everything to adjust together. And yes, that was my trick. I hope it helps you out with your stamping. And just to conclude this whole thing, there are a few more tips that I want to give you. And first tip is that ki always wipe your tool, whichever tool you use, to fill in the colors with acetone in between colors. Like when I used a darker orange, and before going in for the green color, I dipped my brush in acetone, wiped off the excess, and then went on with the next color. So I suggest doing that to get a cleaner looking design. The second tip I'll give you is that don't try to fill the whole design if it's big with a single blob of color. If it's dried on your nail mat, don't try to use it. Take out another fresh drop of the color and use that, no matter how many drops you have to take. Don't go in with the semi-dried color. The third tip is always plan out the sequence of colors you want to go in, so that you don't misplace any colors or overplace any colors. The fourth one is give ample time to dry to everything, be it base or your stamp. And the last one is that you don't require a liquid latex here with reverse stamping, because the reverse stamp doesn't stick on your nails, it's completely dried. So you don't have to use a liquid latex. So guys, I hope that you learned something from this video, and if you make any designs using any of the technique, please do tag me. I would love to see your creations. And yes, of course, if you have any questions, put them in comments below. I'll definitely get back to you. And let me know if you like this video by giving it a solid thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel for more, and of course ring that bell to have a beautiful reverse stamping session. And as I always say, maintain social distancing, stay safe, be kind to the animals around you, and yes, I'll catch up in the next one. Bye bye.